right, good morning, Stefan, Kaiser. Pleasure getting to know him at one-to-one.
Yes, please.
Stefan Kaiser is presenting today. Stefan is with Healthcare Markets Insurance Agency. He helps people navigate the complicated world of health insurance and Medicare. He works with small business owners and retirees, helping them build a strategy on their health insurance options. Please welcome Stefan Kaiser.
Good time, so just watch for the 2-minute warning.
I also have a new mic that Steven's got, so just gotta attach that. Appreciate you, Steven, taking care of that stuff. Just want to make sure this is working. All right. Thank you, Mike. So, yeah, here's my family. I am one of 9 kids, so I have a decent-sized family. Not everyone's actually in that picture, but that's a recent picture that we had up in the UP this past summer. And so, yeah, basically they're all here in West Michigan, except I have one sister in Georgia, going to school out there to be a chiropractor. So she is actually due with a baby in June, I think, May or June. So excited for that. I have one nephew and then have a niece on the way there. So there's a picture of me in Georgia. I love just exploring nature. I love nature, just being outside. And then there's also a picture of the beach, my favorite place. That's actually the ocean, so that was taken down in Georgia. But yeah, I love being Lake Michigan Beach, and probably my favorite place to be. So anyways, I do health insurance, so I know this is a lot of complicated terms when it comes to health insurance. And yeah, today I'm actually going to quiz you guys. So hopefully you guys are ready. Pop quiz. So does anyone know, and we're going to start easy. Kevin, this is not for you. What is a deductible? Does anyone know what a deductible is? And you can just raise your hand and shout.
So you pay for insurance.
Yep. Yes. Yep. And Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong, with auto insurance, once you get your deductible, insurance covers 100%, right?
Correct.
Okay, so with health insurance, it's a little bit different. Once you get your deductible, you usually still have to pay either your copay or your coinsurance up until you're maxed out of pocket, and then that's when insurance covers 100%. Does anyone know what a copay is? Nick? Copay?
The percentage of the fee that you're responsible for.
Close. Okay, close. Copay and coinsurance are very easily confused. So your copay is actually, it's a fixed amount that you pay for a specified service. So let's say you have a $50 copay for urgent care. You would pay $50 to go to urgent care, and that's usually before your deductible. So even if you haven't hit your deductible yet, that's still gonna cover you. Coinsurance is usually after your deductible, so you got to hit your deductible first. You got to cover 100% first, and then after your deductible, let's say you have 20% coinsurance for hospital services, you'd pay 20% for that. Okay, and then your max out of pocket is basically the most you would pay in a calendar year before insurance covers 100% of covered costs. So, yeah, that's just kind of those different terms there. Allowed amount isn't really, that's actually a thing with dental insurance, kind of. It's just the maximum amount that they would cover. But yeah, that is it. Now, if you guys had to guess, what do you think is going to be the cheapest of these 3 options? Bronze, silver, or gold? Bronze. Right. Anyone say silver, gold? Anyone? No, bronze is the cheapest. Perfect. So everyone's got that. That's a pretty simple one. Now, what do you think, if you had to guess, what's going to be the best coverage? Okay, so on the other side, what's going to be the best coverage? Bronze, silver, or gold? Gold, right? It's kind of the natural thing to think. You know, our brains think gold is best, silver is second best, and then bronze is third best. Okay, and I'm talking now here, I'm referring to marketplace health insurance. So I'm just going to show you guys today something that insurance companies don't really want you to know. We call it potential risk, okay? So we're going to look at an example of a family of 4, 40-year-old dad, mom, and 10-year-old son, and also an 8-year-old daughter. Okay, their AGI is adjusted gross income is $80,000. So their monthly premium is going to be, with a bronze plan, it's $586 a month. With a silver, it's $1206 a month. And with a gold, it's $1809 a month. Okay. So basically, potential risk is we look at two things: what you would pay in a good year. So if you're healthy, you don't really use the insurance much. And then if something happens, if you get a bad illness or if you have a bad accident, what's going to be your worst case scenario? Okay. So best case scenario, you're really just paying for the premium. Okay. So you're not really paying anything else. And you would just take the monthly premium times 12, and that gives you your annual premium, what you're going to pay. Okay. So bronze plan, 7,000 roughly, 14,000 with a silver plan, then 21,000 with a gold plan. These numbers vary, okay, so it's not always that high, guys, but they vary based on what your income is and how much, how old you are, how many people are on the plan, right? So, so that's your best case scenario, is just the monthly premium or the annual premium. Now, what we do to figure out your worst case scenario is we take that plus your max out of pocket, okay? So the weird thing about health insurance for the marketplace is your max out of pocket doesn't really change much once you go from bronze, silver to gold. Okay, so your max out of pocket with a bronze plan and a silver plan, with like a priority health plan, it's going to be the same, $9,500. With a gold plan, it's $8,200. So basically, if you're looking at what you're paying in premium for a gold plan, you're paying $7,000 a year more to save, or really $14,000 compared to a bronze plan, to save like $1,300, right? So you're spending $14,000 to save $1,300. So really, in my opinion, if you're comparing the coverage, bronze, silver, and gold, gold is actually the worst you can get, and bronze is usually the best. There are a couple exceptions to that where silver plans might make sense if you qualify for additional subsidies. But that's just, insurance companies, they'd love to put everyone on a gold plan because it's going to make them a bunch of money. But I want to make sure I'm doing what's right for my clients, make sure that we're taking care of their needs. And yeah, I go through a personalized approach. Obviously, I'd analyze each individual scenario differently to make sure that they're taken care of. But oftentimes, a high deductible bronze plan is the best option. So, also, I'd just like to talk about how I can help financial advisors. A lot of financial advisors, they're working with clients for years that are now hitting retirement age, pre-retirement, or Medicare age. And most of them don't have a history of Medicare, so they have no idea what they're talking about. And if they have questions about it, they don't know what to do, which is where I come in. Okay, so I'm a referral resource for them. I partner with financial advisors, and they just, if they have questions, if their clients have questions about health insurance, my job is to simply make them look good. Okay, so I want to make sure I take care of their clients. They're just going to send them my way. I meet with them. I go through different health insurance options or Medicare options, and I'm not just going to talk about health insurance. I'm going to literally talk about how this can go in hand. And I've had conversations with financial advisors that I'm going to send them the numbers. Like, I'm going to meet with a client. I'm going to send them their numbers. This is what they're going to look like, and then their financial advisor can use that to kind of work on their financial planning. So my job simply to make financial advisors look good. So if you have anyone that, maybe a small business owner, referral partners, 1099 employees, retirees, Medicare age, 65 or older, I'd love to connect with them. So a couple ways you can connect us is just put us in like a text, three-way text or an email. I have my scheduling link. If anyone wants it, just let me know. I can send it to you. And they can schedule a phone call or an appointment with me, or you can just give them my card or a phone number. So that's what I got. Thank you for your attention.
What made you
Any
want to
questions?
get into health insurance?
Yeah, well, I was advised. I mean, it's not something that you necessarily grow up wanting to do, right? But so in school I met with the school advisor, so the guidance counselor at my school, and his dad actually was with Health Markets, and I figured I'd give it a shot. Just meeting with the regional manager, Gary Boverhoff, who actually happens to have connections with my church, which was really good. So we kind of, started off there good. And I was very impressed just what he does. He's not just selling insurance, he's actually helping people navigate. And he's got just a very servant-minded attitude in how he treats his business. And that's what impressed me the most. So I was just kind of wanted to model my business after that. and started doing it, and yeah, I've really looked back. So
Yeah.
yeah, I appreciate everything that he's done for me too. So yep. Any other questions? Yeah.
So one thing you said is, because you gave a scenario, but you said
Mhm.
depending on, so a family's adjusted gross income,
Mm-hmm.
there's, how much does a difference in someone's income change their premiums?
Quite a bit. So I mean, if they're depending on what their income is, like if they're not eligible for any tax credit, like I have that same scenario, they'd probably be paying twice as much in premium.
For the
So
same policy?
for the same policy, say okay, so like you could be like if your income is maybe so Medicaid, the cutoff for Medicaid for let's just say a single person is 22,000. Okay, so if you're above that threshold for Medicaid, just barely above that, you're gonna get a pretty high tax credit where, I mean, I've had people that pay $0 a month for health insurance. So, but then if they're higher income and they don't qualify for any subsidy, they're paying, over $1,000 a month for health insurance. So for the same policy. So it makes a huge difference. So yeah, if that answers your question, but
Oh, yeah.
yep. So yeah, anything else?
A question, why doesn't all your copays, everything go directly towards your deductible?
They do. Yeah, they do. So your copay, if you have a $20 copay or $50 copay, that usually goes towards your deductible. Yep. Or coinsurance, that all goes towards your deductible. Your premium doesn't. So if you're paying, a couple $100 a month for your premium, that doesn't go towards your deductible, but everything else does. Yep. So, all right. Well, thank you very much.